And we've seen students who are changing subjects every single new term. Yes, we have wonderful dreams and aspirations to do certain careers, but a lot of students do not like discomfort. Can I study nursing without having life sciences? Unfortunately not, and it's so heartbreaking having to destroy someone's dream of following a chosen career path because they do not have the right subject choice. And this is all due to improper subject choice education and lack of exposure. As a result, matriculants begin the university applications and they're faced with the harsh realities of not being able to follow the chosen career path that they'd wanted to, and having to end up going on another route, and others having to be forced to take a gap year because they're not able to study what they want. Unfortunately, taking a gap year is not always an option for everyone, and as a result they end up applying for any degree that they can get into the subjects that they have, and this is not always the best option for everyone because it can leave you feeling exhausted, frustrated, and even depressed because you're not doing something that you enjoy. So in this video I'm going to be giving you tips on how to choose the right subject. Unfortunately, this video is targeted towards grade 9s and 10s who are on their journey to choose the right subjects, or they're freshly just chosen their subjects and they still have time to make adjustments. If you're currently in grade 11, metric or post-metric, stay tuned till the end where I'm going to be giving you 2 tips that you can use to sort of salvage the situation so that you can still study what you want to do. Please note that from a South African point of view, you'll be required to have 4 compulsory subjects that are chosen by the Department of Education, and the 3 extra subjects that you'll be choosing is your own added ones. You can have a maximum of 9 subjects, so you can have added 5 subjects onto the 4 compulsory ones, but it's only for students that are able to manage the workload and they're actually intelligent enough to be able to manage all of them, so they're not failing in all their subjects because they want to have 9. Yes, it is beneficial because it gives you an array of subject choices and you can enter different career options, but you don't have to do that if you want to have those options. I'm going to be discussing that further. So the first tip is you need to know what type of career that you want to go into. You do not want to choose your subjects blindly because that's how you end up with having the situation of wanting to do a certain career but you do not have the right subject choices. You don't have to necessarily have a specific career that you want to go into, but having a general field that you want to go into will give you an idea of the type of subjects that you need. For example, if you want to go into the health field, then you need to make sure that you have your physics and your life sciences. If you want to go more into the business side, then you definitely need to have your economics or your business studies. And then if you want to go into IT, then you need to do either computer applied technology or information technology as a high school subject. So you can use the general field that you want to go into and figure out subjects that relate to that. In addition to that, when you're choosing your subjects, do not corner yourself into one specific field. For example, if you know that you want to go into health, don't choose all your subjects to be health related subjects. Then just have another extra outlier that you can still use to venture into another career. For example, when I did my metric, I did life sciences, physics, and economics. I knew I could use life sciences to enter into the health field. I know I could use physics to go into the science field, and then I know that I could use economics to go into the business side of things. So having a wide array of subjects will be beneficial for you. If you're going to be choosing visual arts, EGD, and design, those are all going towards creative arts. It's going to corner you into one field and it's going to give you a lot of problems. And if you have more subjects, it does allow you to open up a bit more things, but you can still use those 3 to venture into 3 different fields. Number 3, should the chosen subjects that you need for your future career not be offered by your high school, I would highly suggest that you consider moving high schools. For example, my brother wants to study computer sciences or something to do with computers, but the high school does not offer CAT or IT. As a result, right now he's in his grade 10, so for grade 11 we're going to move him to another high school so that he's able to do CAT, so that when he does enter into university, he's not going to be disadvantaged. So if your high school does not offer you a compulsory subject that you're going to need for your career, because your career might require you to have, an additional subject that is not compulsory. Then that one you can work around with, even if you don't have it, those two, except into university. But if it is a compulsory subject that you need for your career, for example, you want to study nursing and you do not have life sciences, or your high school does not offer life sciences, then it would be highly advisable that you move to another high school, obviously if it is within your means and you're able to do so. However, if it is not an option for you, then it is fine. Try to find alternative subjects within your high school and what they have on offer, but just be aware that you might have to go the long route to study whatever career that you want to do. The fourth thing you need to be aware of when choosing your subjects is you need to be realistic about your marks. So if you're currently in grade 9, you would take a look at your grade 8 results and your recent grade 9 results, and this will help you determine what type of subjects that you want to get into. Yes, we have wonderful dreams and aspirations to do certain careers, but if you're not able to manage that subject and get the appropriate marks that you need, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. For example, if mathematics and physics are your weak point, then trying to venture into careers that are going to be very demanding on mathematics and physics as a field of study would not be a great option. No matter how valuable it is for you to have that subject, if you're not doing well in it, there's a very low chance that you'll be accepted into studying that career. So it is very important that you're realistic about the type of subject that you want to do. However, there is a caveat to all of this. Do not quit too soon. Yes, your marks might be weak, but if you're in the 60s, you can still salvage and you can still get the marks that you need for you to enter into university. But if you're barely passing the subject while you're actually putting in effort, then you might have to reconsider the type of subjects that you're going to choose and possibly the type of career that you will enter. The sixth tip that I can give you is do not listen to people's opinion on a certain subject. In high school, there was a lot of talk about, oh my gosh, life sciences is a lot of work. But the same people that are saying that will later on enter into doing business studies, which has the exact workload as life sciences, unfortunately, it has a lot more essays than life sciences. So what exactly are you trying to say? So when choosing a subject, check what career that you want to do, what subjects are you actually good at, and match that up with your future endeavors. Do not listen to other people's opinions, because a subject might be hard for someone, but it actually works for you, because we all have different personalities, we all have different learning styles, we're all good at different subjects. As a result, that person might be better at that subject because that's not their strength, but it is your strength. Yes, you can listen to them and learn about the type of workload that you be expected in that subject, the good points that you need to focus on to make sure that you are actually passing that subject. But if someone is trying to demotivate you from taking a subject that you actually need for your career, I would highly suggest that you don't listen to them and you do your own research and do what is best for your future endeavors and not focus on the present moment. Do not change your subjects unless your career choices have changed. A lot of students do not like discomfort. When something is a little hard, then they want to leave it. And we've seen students who are changing subjects every single new term and actually shooting yourself in the foot because you're constantly catching up and you're actually not getting into the rhythm of that subject. So please do not quit too soon when you're doing a certain subject. Try your best, at least a full 6 months on it before you decide to change the subject. Then I would highly suggest that you find other avenues to be able to do better in that subject than trying to change. And the last thing is the debate whether you should do pure maths or maths literacy. Before you decide to go towards the maths lit route, because everyone thinks that's the easier form of mathematics, it is very important that you are aware of the type of subjects that you're going to require when you enter a tertiary education. So you decide what type of career that you want to go into, then look at the universities that offer that degree, and then go on the entry requirements for university and actually see what subjects you're going to need. They will tell you whether you're going to need pure maths or you're going to need maths literacy. Some degrees will actually give you the option of having both, but they'll require you to have a maths literacy mark that's higher than your pure maths. For example, they might require you to have a pure maths mark of 50%, but when it comes to maths literacy, they require you to have 70%. So you need to look at the university entry requirements and try to see which way to go about it. But the rule of thumb that you can use is that if the career that you want to go into requires you to have physics, then you're definitely going to be required to have pure maths. So once you have chosen the type of field that you want to go into, you can use the following guides to be able to guide you on the type of subjects that you need. For example, if you're choosing commerce subjects such as accounting, business studies, and economics, it will allow you to enter careers such as being an accountant, financial advisor, politics, or being a lawyer. So this is a rough guide to choosing the type of field that you want to go into and the subjects that are accompanied with that. Obviously, you can go more specific depending on the specific career that you want to go into. But if you're still discovering yourself and still trying to figure out what career that you want to go into, then you can use this sort of as a guide to open up avenues for you when you're choosing your subject. So to end it off, let's come back to students that are currently in grade 11, grade 12, and post-matric. If you're in grade 11 and you can give a good reason to your grade head of why you want to change subjects, they might allow you to change subjects, but you have to do it. When I was in high school, we had to do it before grade 11 June exams, so that when you're doing your grade 11 November exams, you've got the right subjects, because you're going to be using those grade 11 November results to be able to apply for university. So by grade 11 November, you need to have your proper subjects that you're going to use to enter university and the ones that you're going to write in your matric. Then if you're currently in matric, unfortunately it's very difficult for you to be changing now. I know in March they're going to give you guys a form to fill in where you have to write down the subjects that you're going to be writing in your matric finals. Most high schools will not allow you to change your subjects at that time, because you'd be catching up on grade 10 and grade 11 work, which is a lot of work to catch up in matric with already the workload that you have. So what I would suggest is using the subjects that you have, try to find a career that you can enter into with those subjects, and those will also tie in with those that are post-matrics. Use the subjects that you have to enter a career that is either quite similar or quite close to the career that you originally wanted to go into. Another option that you have is you can use the subjects that you have to enter into a university degree that offers you a subject that you need for your original career. I know that's very confusing, but let me use nursing as an example. So you want to do nursing, but you do not have life sciences. You can enter into an education degree program, and some of these programs, they have life sciences as part of their modules that you're going to be doing in university. So if you do a year of that education degree, after the year you can do an internal transfer into nursing, because the education degree offered you life sciences, which is what you need in nursing. So for you to use this option, you need to do a lot of research to try and find out what type of modules the different degrees have, because if you're able to enter into them with the subjects that you have currently in matric or even post-matric, and it offers you a subject that you need for your original career, then you can do an internal transfer. But unfortunately, you will have to spend that extra year studying that degree that you might not necessarily want for you to get that subject. That is an option for you. I really hope I made sense. If you need more explanation, just comment down below and I'll try to explain it to you again, but I hope that made sense. So that is the two options that you have. So I really hope they will be beneficial to you in some way, but you can always consider doing a completely different degree and try to find enjoyment in it, or try to find a career that will still offer you the same passions and the same okay, I'm still recording. Or still find a career that will offer you the same things that you wanted from your original career. So I really hope you have found some gems and some wisdom from this video. But if you haven't watched my video from last week on how to choose a career, I would highly suggest that you watch that video after this, so that you can put the two videos together to be able to allow you to plan for your university in a much better way. And if you haven't watched any of my other videos in the series that I'm calling Road to University, I highly suggest that you click on the playlist over here and catch up on that. Until next week Friday, 12 p.m. South African time, have an awesome one. Bye guys.